Hi Leo, this is gonna be your art channeled message. I channel messages through art, creativity. I really hope my messages inspire you to see the art within yourself, to be yourself. We all start from zero, which is a blank canvas. We're constantly moving along, improving each and every day, and just really hope you enjoy this. Trying to introduce something new, something fresh. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're a reoccurring subscriber, welcome back. If you would like a personal reading, personal message, your own art channeled message, all the information is down below as well as what I offer. And there's no rules here, so if this finds you, it's meant for you. Anyone is welcome. Doesn't matter how you view it, where it comes from, because there's the overall message and then there's the underlying message, the subliminal. There's always something in there for you. It's all up for interpretation, like art. What I started drawing for you was a tree stump that's been cut down. A tree has visibly been cut down. There's grass sprouting from all around it, and the first thing that came to me was humiliation. How humiliating is it to be a tree? A tree's size, a tree's growth can reach very high, but when it's cut down, it's like the grass suddenly looks significant compared to the stump that's left. Right now, I'm picturing the evidence, aka the rings on the tree that are visible even when it's gone. You count how many rings, and each one, I believe, resembles 1 year. It's like looking at a history book, reading the history on an old house that's been documented, strong emphasis on documented, for 50 years, maybe even 100. The tree stump and the grass might be at the same height, but which one can be remembered? Which one has made the largest impact in their prime? It reminds me of these singers like Michael Jackson. He's gone, but he clearly impacts these new artists. And when you're a new artist, you don't have years on your belt yet. You don't have 10 rings. You don't even have 50 rings. You might eventually, but not right now. Sometimes grass is even short-lived. It grows, but then it's mowed down with the quickness just as fast. It's like start, then start over. Start, then start over. That's what it is like to be grass. But that's not quite what it's like to be a tree. That's not quite what it's like to be Leo. I also wanted to mention, if you have any old cut down trees, maybe 1, maybe 2, in your vicinity, I feel like that indicates that you're going to be remembered, as weird as that sounds. It's like, it's even a nice thing to do just as you're passing by, or even when you're bored. It's just really unique to see the history. It's like you're looking at a book when you read or count those rings on a tree that's no longer there. It's like an old tree in someone's backyard. It's seen many people move in. It's seen people grow up. It's seen things time-lapse in a way. This also reminds me of what Eckhart Tolle said about flowers and trees. They're so deeply rooted in stillness. It's like our version of the soul, of centering, of just being. They don't think, they're not worried, they're just themselves, they're just here. And how often do people look at trees and wonder how old they are? How long it took to build their legacy? So that could be like a nice little exercise for you guys. And I feel like most of you, if it's also a further confirmation if you have cut down trees or like old trees in your backyard that are like part of history almost. They've seen many people, they've seen many things. It's like that. Something that resembles a legacy. It's like even if you are cut down, and for some of you, this is, if you're young now, you're going to leave a legacy. Maybe you're worried about not accomplishing anything before you get old, or not being important, but you are, or you will be. And then if you're older now, if you feel like you've already missed your prime, who's to say you didn't make a large impact though? Who's to say you didn't impact people around you? You might be the same height as the grass. You might be the same height as even some teenagers, but it doesn't mean they really have the wisdom, the experience yet. At least not yet. Can be. Hope you guys get what I'm putting down. It's like your legacy, what you leave behind. It's like history. Plenty of presidents, plenty of people have left stuff behind so that we can study it. So that we can know what happened. But with grass, that's not there, even though it seems like the grass is on the tree stump's level. Okay, I'm going to just start with cards. Even though sometimes I feel like they're not needed, but we have 2 of Wands. I'm seeing this as literally like a measurement. I'm picturing measurement tape, a ruler. They're both at the same size, the same length. But obviously this one is kind of coming from a different perspective. This is the one you hold, Leo. That's the one you are. There's even things sprouting from it. It's almost like it's starting over. Trees can grow again. I'm not sure if they can grow from the stump, maybe, but it's still there. And it's like, that's the world. That's your story in your hands. And remember I said it's like the trees, the things that stay there for years and years, they're there through like 5 different people moving in and moving out, changing locations. It stays the same. Its story will always be known. All you have to do is read the rings. All you have to do is understand. That's your legacy. This is also Wands, which is your element. Seven of Cups. It's like people that aren't in your current reality can imagine what it was like. They can read up on it. They can picture it. It's like when you're reading a book with no pictures, you can visualize. Everyone does that. You visualize as you're reading. Or as you're reading, like in your head, you kind of hear it at the same time. I feel like that's going to happen with you. This could even apply to your current reality. Like there's something, evidence left behind. Something people are viewing that proves your experience. It could be your knowledge, resume, 5 of Pentacles. This literally clarifies, once again, of what I channeled. Someone that grows older, someone that becomes weaker, someone that feels like they're being outdone or outrun, that's a weird word, that's what I heard, outrun by the grass. But the grass just got there. And it doesn't, just because someone has more energy, just because someone's new, doesn't mean they can't learn from you as well. You're not going to be left behind. You're not going to be forgotten. Someone fears being forgotten. But you can't be forgotten. Otherwise, why would the 7 of Cups be here? Why would you be on people's minds? Like, why would they be, like, picturing how it would be, like, to be around you? Or maybe even to be you. A grass doesn't know what it's like to be a tree. It could also be viewed in a much beautiful, I almost said beautifuler, that's not a word. It has to be viewed in such a beautiful way where it's like one ends, the other begins. The other one continues the legacy. So if you're younger right now, I'm getting someone's definitely going to continue your legacy when you're gone. Like a child, a newborn. Also resemble reincarnation. It also reminds me of how not all older people, but some of them view the youth or anyone below them as like ungrateful, oh, I hate this generation. But then there's the ones that are very inspiring and very respectful. It's like, those are the ones that you want to look up to. That's how we should really be. It's like, be kind. Offer help. Offer resources. It's like feeding. I'm getting feeding knowledge. Being there. Then we have the Chariot. And the Three of Swords. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Even though the tree's been cut down, it can grow again. The legacy can go on. And I'm also seeing the Three of Swords here as like being cut down or cut off, or feeling like you're being left behind or forgotten, or like you're aging. Something about the aging of the flesh, aging of the skin. Just the natural human life is painful. Something about that just doesn't sit right with somebody. And this, I'm also getting the phenomenon of like when you're younger, like there's this fear to die, or this fear of just growing up and not having anything to show for it. You know what I mean? It's like this is a battle and you're not prepared for. It's like the battle between your light self and your shadow self. Your fears. We're already at 12 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap this up soon. But I'm also getting something's going to happen that's going to help your fears, 12-12. That's going to get you to view this from a different perspective. Maybe it's this message. Or maybe it's actually seeing someone telling you, someone showing you what you've done, or that they really admire you, that they really respect you. You're not something that's going to be forgotten or left behind. That's how I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles. I keep feeling guided to repeat that. Okay, I feel guided to stop it there. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I really, really, really appreciate it. And yeah, a legacy, a true legacy goes on. And remember what I said about looking at counting those lines, counting the lines on trees that were cut down, or trees, just looking at the trees. Like, how long do you think that was there? How important are trees? Very. It's even in my painting right here. So they all connect. We're all one. Okay, guys. Bye.